will do the next part of visualization starting when I see you guys. When do I see you guys next? Not tomorrow, but the day after, Thursday, okay? So what we are going to do to practice visualization, which is step 3 in our inferencing. Step 3 in our inferencing visualization. I'm going to read to you Scarecrow by Cynthia Reinland. You are going to, whatever you visualize from the story as I'm reading, you are going to sketch that out on your paper, however that may look. Everybody's will probably look a little bit different, and that's okay because we all visualize things differently. Okay, so as I'm reading, you guys are going to do that. Questions before we begin? Okay, if you're not very good at drawing, like I'm not, that's okay. Not a big deal. You're just sketching out what it is that you visualize. Here we go. Scarecrow by Cynthia Reinland. His hat is borrowed. His suit is borrowed. His hands are borrowed. Even his head is borrowed. And his eyes probably came out of someone's drawer. So already you're starting to visualize just from that first paragraph. Start sketching out what is it that you visualize. But a scarecrow's life is all his own. It takes a certain peace hanging around a garden all day. It takes a love of silence and air, a liking for long, slow thoughts, a friendliness toward birds. Yes, birds. Crows, grackles, starlings, jays. Ask them how they feel about a scarecrow, and they'll say lovely. They ignore the pie pan hands and the button eyes and see instead the scarecrow's best gift, his gentleness. They line up on his arms and can chat all day. He knows he isn't real. A scarecrow understands right away that he is just borrowed parts made to look like somebody. But he knows this too, that there is a certain wonder going on around him. Seeds are being planted, and inside them there are 10-foot-tall sunflowers, mammoth pumpkins, and beans that just go on forever. And though the scarecrow knows that he can as quickly be turned back into straw and buttons as he was turned into a man, he doesn't care. He has been with the owls in evening and the rabbits at dawn. He has watched a spider work for hours making a web like lace. He has seen the sun tremble and the moon lie still. The scarecrow doesn't care what he is made of or how long he might last, for he has been a witness to life. The earth has rained and snowed and blossomed and wilted and yellowed and greened and vined itself all around him. His hat has housed mice, and his arms have rested birds. A morning glory has held tight to his legs, and a worm is living in his lapel. There's not much else a person might want, and the scarecrow knows this. So he doesn't mind that there is always a smile on his face, or that his eyes are always open. He doesn't mind being up high. He doesn't mind staying there. The wind is brushing his borrowed head, and the sun is warming his borrowed hands, and clouds are floating across his borrowed eyes. The scarecrow is thinking his long, slow thoughts. And soon birds will be coming by. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at your sketch. Finish up the last few details if you need to of your sketch. You're sketching things out as I was reading. Okay, right? In the last class, and this is a good idea, instead of making a full sketch, they sketched just parts that they heard, because that's how they visualized it. Because everybody's is gonna look different, right? That's the thing with visualization. Now, if you were in kindergarten or first grade maybe, the story might sound a little different. The story might sound something like, the scarecrow is made of straw. The scarecrow has a green hat. The scarecrow has red button eyes. The scarecrow has a red and black shirt. The scarecrow is on a pole up in the sky. The scarecrow has hands made out of pie tins, right? It's going to be very specific and tell you exactly what the scarecrow looks like. Was this story very specific, or did it just give you hints and clues? Thumbs up if you think it was super specific and detailed. Thumbs down if you think it just gave you hints and clues as you read the story. The hints and clues were sprinkled about. Okay, gave you hints and clues, right? The entire story has a lot of words. It talks about the sun, the moon, being lonely, being lost in his thoughts. It does not tell you exactly what the scarecrow looks like, but it gives you hints. It tells you that it has what for eyes?
Buttons.
It tells you that it wears what on its head?
Hat.
It tells you that it has what for hands? Do you remember? Pie. Yeah, right? Like pie tins is hands. It tells you that, but does it tell you what color the buttons are?
No.
Does it tell you what color his outfit is?
No.
Right? And are all those details on one page, or are they spread throughout the story?
Spread out on the door.
Yeah, spread out through the story, right? So that is how visualization ties into our inferencing. You have to make an inference on what you think the scarecrow looks like by using clues from the story. When you are younger, visualization looks a little more literal, a little more black and white, because you're just learning how to do these things. By the time you're in 6th grade, you really have to use your imagination and start piecing those clues together. Just like an inference is when you piece clues together throughout a story to make that guess kind of whatever you think is going to happen or what's going on or why something happens. The same sort of thing. Okay, so you can use those clues to form your main idea. Those clues help you with the retelling, and now those clues help you with the visualization. So that's how you bring it all together for inferencing. Does that make sense? Okay? All right, so go ahead and finish up your pictures.